Brown is seen as more friendly. Color preferences vary with age. Youth prefer warm, bright colors. So if you're targeting youth, bright, bright, bright. Adults prefer cooler colors. In our culture, the colors red, white, and blue take on additional meanings. Virtually every political candidate uses these colors in his or her campaign, as do variety of businesses like Pepsi. Change we can believe in. From Obama back in the day. Pepsi. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Look at Hillary Clinton's thing. Red, white, and blue. H. Whatever it is. I still don't know this Make America Great Again, but that's a slogan. It's a logo. Brand. I don't remember a visual except his hair. So color. So when you're looking at your commercial, analyzing what are all the colors there? Do those colors mean something potentially, and therefore could be persuasive potentially? Form. Oh, I say last bit of this section is important. Yeah, that's what I just said. Okay. Form. They talk about dots. You're learning about dots and lines and shapes. Vertical lines create division. Diagonal lines have a stimulating effect. Curved lines communicate playfulness, suppleness, movement. Talk about shapes like triangles, parallelograms. Don't be square. Circles, and what all the stuff. Shapes, give an image. Direction, horizontal or vertical. Diagonal, circle, curve. Some balance and stability versus provoking. Diagonal is the opposite of balance, blah, 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 blah. The curve, like the circle indicates in compassment, repetition and warmth. Shapes, sense of balance, blah, 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 blah. Axial balance, asymmetrical balance. And then they have the examples here of the windows and the Ford commercial. Look at it's going diagonally. That's exciting. Hey, the information super highways for wimps. The SOS, comfort, blah, blah, blah. I found these. These are Viagra commercials. Curving, improved hardness. Oh my goodness. I should have read that more closely. So, I'll let you read all the specifics. You can tell that I'm sort of, I guess, coding, arbitrarily. We sort of think certain things mean. It makes some sense, but I'm sort of, cynical about some of these stuff. But, again, when you're doing your commercial, what are all the shapes in that commercial? Are there dots? Are there lines? What are the shapes? Is there balance? And how might that contribute to the meaning or the persuasiveness of the commercial? Lighting. Flat lighting. Whatever it's called. I need an artist here. Chiaroscuro. Lighting is both a tool the artist photographer can control and is an extremely powerful aesthetic device. Flat lighting, strong indicating rationality and knowledge. Bergano's soap operas typically use flat lighting. This other lighting creates strong shadows, typically associated with emotion or suspense. That's Bono singing. This was an Apple commercial for they had a new album or something like coming out, and they gave everybody the album for free, but most people didn't want it because U2 used to be good back in the day, but now they suck. So is it lighting? What's the lighting going on in your commercial? And do these different types of lighting add to the persuasiveness of it? I don't know. Spatiality and movement. You got white space, which is just a blank space that sometimes your attention will go to a certain thing. Examine the use of white space on this page. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's lots of it. Also, white space also makes us think thing of wealth. Also, that's a typo in the book. Think of wealth, really? draws attention. I'll let you read that. Movement, graphic movement. It talks about, well, we've got apparent movement, which we perceive in a film. When we watch a film, we do not see the characters are actually moving, but instead we see a series of still images. Graphic movement is movement of our eyes through some kind of layout. Like, oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. There's Hannah Montana. There's the Wrecking Ball. Implied movement. The ill image is the Coors Light train. It's moving forward. Get on the train. The train to knowledge. God, that's it. God, this sucked. Okay. So this is a very brief 15-minute stupid lecture, silly lecture. And there's a lot more in this particular chapter, obviously, that I will talk about tomorrow. Here's the main thing. More than anything else, this is what I want you to remember. There's two things here that's coming to my mind. First, more than anything else, I want you to remember the importance of visuals when we are thinking about persuasion in the media age. And your commercials, and for your paper one, this is the second part of that, is going to be made up of certainly words, and there's going to be voiceovers and everything like that, but I would argue a lot of it is going to be visual stuff. So when you are thinking about persuasion in our new media age, you must think about visuals. And when you're analyzing such things, you have to think about visuals. And when we are thinking about visuals, we have to think about lots of different things. And there's more things in here that we need to consider. But this first part of the chapter just focuses on these things. So you must consider what? Color. And how does color mean? How does this color mean this or this whatever? And how is that potentially persuasive? Form. You must consider the dots and the lines and the shapes and what does all that potentially mean? You must consider lighting. How does the lighting impact the meaning and persuasiveness of whatever it might be? Space. How does the spatiality of whatever impact the persuasiveness and the meaning? And then movement. So really, I expect you in your paper to discuss, okay, here's this visual, and in a sophisticated way, using the language of semiotics or using the language of your textbook, talk about color, talk about shape, talk about lighting, talk about form, talk about movement, talk about all these different things in addition to what everything else says on everything in chapter 6. And then I'll get more to more stuff later. Color me bad.